Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you what happens when we type commands like node, index.js, or when we type OpenCode or Codex and all other commands. What happens behind the scenes? How does a terminal know when we type node what to do? So basically, when we type node index.js, we tell the terminal that we want to run the file that is in our current directory, whose name is index.js. We want to run it using Node. So what is Node? Node is an executable. An executable is just like a function. It takes arguments and it executes them. In this case, it takes this index.js file as argument and runs it. But how does a CLI know where this node is? How does the CLI know what node is? So to a CLI, this is just a string. When we write node index.js, it takes this text and finds where this node executable is located. Let me show you. Let me increase the font first. If I type which node, it'll give me a path. It says opt homebrew bin node. That means node is an executable which is located at this path. So how does the terminal know about this path? If I type echo $path, hit enter, it gives me this string. Inside this string are different paths. As you can see, we have this users umar.local bin and it ends with a colon. That means this is a single path. This path variable is an environment variable and it contains several paths to executables or binaries. Our terminal has access to this path variable. So when we type node, it takes these paths separated by this colon. It goes through every path inside this path environment variable and checks if some of them contain the node executable. So when we find the node, the operating system loads the executable on the memory and we pass the index.js file as the argument to that executable and it runs it. So if I type, so let me first clear this. I'm going to clear this and initialize an npm project here by doing npm init -y, hit enter. This is going to generate a package.json file here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an executable. I'm going to create my own executable. When I run that executable, it should print hello. So to do that, I have initialized this node project here. Now what I'll do is I'll create a file named index.js. And inside the file, I'm going to write log that says hello. Now save it. Now, the second thing that I'll do is I'll write a shebang /user/bin/env. So what is a shebang? A shebang is that starts with this pound and exclamation mark and you write it on top of your files. So when the operating system opens this file, the shebang tells it that this file is to be run using Node. So we write this !exclamation mark/user bin env space node. This tells the operating system that you need to have Node to run this file. So let me save this. And the second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create an entry here called bin. And here I'm going to write my executable, my exec, short form for my executable. You can name it anything. You can type your name here. So I'm going to name it my exec. It's going to point to index.js file, index.js. So what it does is whenever you get the command my exec, it loads this file index.js that we have here. So I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to type npm link. What npm link is going to do is it is going to create an executable named myexec somewhere on our machine and place the path to that executable in that $path environment variable that we saw earlier. So if I hit enter, it says added 1 package and audited 3 packages in this much of time. So now if I type which my exec and hit enter, you can see it's giving me a path. So npm link has placed my exec executable inside this at this location. So now look at this. If I type my exec and hit enter, it prints hello. So that's how your executables work. So that's how when you type node codex or some other command like git inside your terminal, that's how it works, roughly. So what we did here is we created an executable, placed it somewhere on our computer, added the location address inside the environment variable, path variable, and now whenever we type my exec inside our terminal has access to that path environment variable. It looks inside every path separated by colons and checks if somewhere it could find the my exec executable. And whenever it finds it, the operating system loads it inside the memory and runs it. So that's how your machine treats these commands like node, codex, git, and executes them. I hope you liked the video. I hope you understood. Thank you for watching.